What's up, everyone? My name is Jesse. This is the Auditorium. I react to video game music for the first time as a musician myself, and today is a debut, pretty sure. It's always fun, exciting. I still can't believe I'm saying debut this many years later. But this is Beyond Good and Evil. We're going to be hearing two songs. Both are from the channel The Wilsonator. We have Home Sweet Home and First Encounter, requested by Vanadel and Alexander. Thank you very much. Well, I can't really go off anything here because this is a pretty straightforward thumbnail. It looks like even the image is probably like... I'm going to assume this was uploaded without even looking, like maybe 10 years ago. 16 years ago. Okay. Damn, 16 years ago on YouTube seems like prehistoric. But I've even been around that long. Okay, well, I don't know anything about this, so I guess we'll see. They're pretty short. Beyond Good and Evil, Home Sweet. Don't know the composer. Don't know anything. Is that a... Oh, I thought that was like a camera shutter in the background. I love when there's two melodies at the same time. Sounds pretty good for being 16 years old, as far as the upload goes. I don't know when the game came out. Some just chill piano. Probably going to be instrumental the whole time. Piano solo. Super chill. I'm not getting anything as far as like scenery. It sounds more of an emotional song as opposed to like a location. It sounds pleasant though, like whatever's happening is good, like a flashback or something. I could see that actually, yeah, being called Home Sweet Home, maybe like a memory. This will be one of the few times I look up some information on it after. I want to see what kind of game it is, because I have nothing, you know, just what looks like a galaxy or, yeah. And then the name of the game sounds kind of philosophical too, like mind state. Makes you think kind of thing. I like the, there was like use of, I think, the drumsticks themselves being used as percussion. I don't know what's the technique there for all the drummers. It was either the sticks used together or like on the rim. It was like, I kept hearing it throughout. I didn't say anything until it was over. I'm not gonna look up anything yet. Dang, you know, I mean, to be honest, the piano is one of my favorite instruments for sure. Like it's mesmerizing to me, this gigantic beast of an instrument that you sit and it's just made out of ivory and it looks just gorgeous and so classy and so beautiful, and you see the inner workings of it. It's like, I've always thought the piano was so cool because of like it's exposed, obviously for a reason, but like it's just adds that extra characteristic to it. Like, oh, you can see its inner workings and it's almost like showing off in a way, it seems like. But And then the range, of course, 88 keys typically. It's really cool, you know. It always sounds nice. I'm a big fan of dynamics in any instrument or song. I love dynamics, otherwise known as like human playing, stuff that depends on how hard you hit. And the piano is kind of one of the first things I think about when it comes to, you know, like hammering a note or just gently playing it. It's always just like a really nice thing. That's why I like the saxophone so much, because it's, to me, like the epitome of expression and dynamics. So when I hear, I listen to a lot of instrumental piano stuff, and to the point where I don't even know that many artists. Like I'll just put on Spotify like solo piano radio or something and just have it on, that kind of thing. You know, like I'm one of those people that just have it on while they're doing errands or stuff. I only really know 2 artists that come to mind that's very similar to this, except without the keyboards in the background, like those little volume swells that were happening in the background. And I mentioned them on this channel a couple times, and that's Philip Wesley and Michelle McLaughlin. Both are fantastic solo piano artists, and every time I hear it, it's just, I don't know, it's just something really, to me, this is what I got from this song, by the way. This is like why I'm explaining this, because as far as like gameplay, setting, anything, I didn't get really anything. All this did for me was trigger piano thoughts, which is good because it was a piano. Like, this is one of those songs where you would never even think it's video game music if you heard it outside. I think most people would agree with that. It just sounds like a piano song. And to me, piano is, I don't know, it's just like any other instrument, but for some reason the piano to me always seemed more, not more than others, but it feels personal, you know, because although there are singers that play with it, which is a whole other talent, I've always felt like piano is sort of speaking, you know, like these people are not saying a single word, and yet like all these notes and melodies are just coming out of their fingers and telling this long story. And this pretty, to me, I've always thought, I don't know, maybe it's just my technical skill, but like I've tried playing keys. I even own a little mini keyboard, and I've never found it easy. I guess that just depends on practice, right? Like I can play guitar no problem, and people are like, I've never been able to play guitar. But like the idea of like, you know, like I don't know, and then you also sometimes use your feet, and I've just always found it impressive for that reason. Anywho, that's kind of all I really got from this song. We'll see what the next one does. But the only other thing that I said was that this didn't really feel like a stage or something like that. It just felt like more of a mind state. So the title Home Sweet Home can mean many things. It could be the opening area, but to me it feels more like a memory. You know, I hear stuff like that and I envision the thought bubble and like a picture of home kind of thing. So it seems more sentimental because it's so vague musically as far as like in a game. I can't even guess. I wonder if the next one is going to be like that or if it's unique. This one's called First Encounter. Okay. These titles. This one's a lot longer. 6 minutes. Let's go. First Encounter from Beyond Good and Evil. Oh, 180. So it seems like a string section is kind of a prominent thing in the soundtrack. This has to be a fight, you know, like an actual encounter. I thought they were meaning encounter like you meet somebody. Yeah, now I really have to look up what kind of game this is. Boom, 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 boom. course. What am I looking at? Are these aliens fucking monsters? Dude, it's like a totally different game now. We're in like near territory now. What a dramatic shift. Is there any influence? Ubisoft is all I saw. I have the info pulled up here ready for after this video. It's a little cinematic. Honestly, this one's a little ahead of its time. Not that there wasn't stuff like this back then, but I feel like this could definitely be in a game now, and no one would bat an eye. What are they saying? Those are sick. I don't think it's English. We're halfway through the song. Oh. What's going on? Was that a phase 1? Dude. What a shift. Did I say that already? Ooh, man. I can feel this one like circulating in my chest. And the quality's not even that good, you know, this is an old upload. I need to hear a modern, or I need to hear like a proper recording of this. I'm ascending into the heavens. wondering how it was gonna end. I was just staring at the clock. Your ears do not deceive you. It'll not all of a sudden get. I didn't turn it up. The song just actually got louder. Now I don't know if that was the uploader that did that, but I don't think I've ever in my entire life seen a YouTube video. Maybe I can't recall. At least the first time on the auditorium where a song's physical volume went up. You know, usually volumes are, you know, they're engineered to not go over a certain threshold. They're normalized, so I don't know what was going on. You know, it's the Wild West of YouTube 16 years ago, but I saw my levels like jump, like they went up, and I was gonna turn it down, but I was like, you know what? Let's just in case this is the way it is in the game, let's just keep it the way it is. You guys have the option to just turn it down. It wasn't like loud enough to the point where I should give like a volume warning, but it kind of jump scared me a little bit. Not because of the volume per se, because I turned it down as soon as it happened, but the way it came back, you know. At first, man, so much just went through my head. At first, when it started to transition into that, I guess, middle section, where it was just the choir doing the choir stuff, and it felt very haunting and all that. I thought that was gonna be the end of the song. I wasn't. It felt like that was already 6 minutes. You know, I don't know why. It just did. It felt like the ending of the song. I was not expecting it to come back, but not only that is it started to mess with my head, because I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but when it now came back electronically. So it was the same thing but louder, but now it had a little, you know, it had like some synth bass going on, and we're in this like psytrance thing now. I was so overwhelmed by that I was like, wait, was that there the whole time and I just wasn't, did I didn't hear it? I'm pretty sure it wasn't there. I do recall like the violins and the vocals, but what the hell was that? That was so different from the first song. Damn, dude, this composer is all over the place. And I did say earlier that it reminded me of Nier. I'm going to take a long shot that guess this came out way before Nier. When I ever say that, it's just because that's what I compare it to, because, you know, it's just what I know. I heard that first. So whenever I hear that sort of choir section, I always think of Nier. Okay, well, the first one gave me close to nothing as far as like video game setting or event or anything. Just, I guess, memory was the only thing I said. This one, I thought was going to be same thing with a play on words, like first encounter, like, oh, this is like an emotional story game, and we're now just going to meet this entity. That's the encounter. This to me sounded like an actual video game encounter, like a JRPG encounter, where we're fighting something. But not only that, it felt like a boss. Like we went from 0 to 100 really quick. And by the way, I'm going to take this time now to just touch on this, because it drives me crazy. The same people that it goes hand in hand with the people that can't spell lose and loose. It drives me nuts. Learn to spell that. But the people that say, like, when something is a total change and they say they did a 360, shut up. No. I just wanted to sneak that in there, because this song does a 180, or the soundtrack did, at least to me. I've only heard 2 songs, where it went from, you know, really nice and chill piano to the depths of hell, and now I feel like I'm fighting for my life, you know? So that was really cool. The energy totally changed. It felt like it felt like, you know, if something has home in the title, I assume it's either a callback to the beginning of the game or the beginning of the game. Right, it's home. So to me, just off the titles and the songs, it felt like we went from the beginning of the game to the end of the game. You know, that's how drastic of a change that was. But it was cool. You know, I don't know what I experienced, but that was cool. And for being that old, as far as the upload, you know, I don't know if you guys know. Well, of course you guys know, but some people may not be aware. I don't know. Maybe there's younger people here, but like older YouTube videos, compression is notoriously bad. You know, but that's still like push through and I could hear everything. So imagine hearing it in game. I need to find out what this game is. Okay. Beyond Good and Evil is a 2003 action adventure game developed and published by Ubisoft. PS2, Windows, Xbox, GameCube. Okay. The story follows the adventures of Jade, an investigative reporter, martial artist, and spy hitwoman working with the resistance movement to reveal a sinister alien conspiracy. Players control Jade and other allies, solving puzzles, fighting enemies, obtaining photographic evidence, and later in the game, traveling to space. What don't you do in this game? Damn, dude. Oh, this is composer right here, Christophe Heral. That sounds familiar. Yeah, 2003. Whoa! I scroll down. I'm reading the Wikipedia. I scroll down. It says Michael Ansel, creator of the Rayman series, a game I just discovered like 2 days ago, envisioned the game as the first part of a trilogy. Oh man, why is this so fascinating? I can't stop reading. I usually don't read, but this is cool. The game was developed under the codename Project BG&E by 30 employees of Ubisoft Studio Division in Montpellier and Milan. Michael Ansel is the writer and designer and director of Rayman. What are the odds? I just did Rayman. Wait, so who composed Rayman? I'm gonna laugh my ass off. If it is. What did I do? Rayman Origins? I did Origins and Legends. Rayman Origins. Michael Ansel, yeah, right there. Christophe Heral. There's this weird thing that happens. I never logged all the examples, but it happens a lot in my life too. There's a lot of coincidental stuff that happens. It's weird. It's kind of creepy sometimes. Like I can't even think of an example right now, but if you've seen a lot of my videos, you might know, but just for example, like during my random draw series where like I still react to videos, but like they're randomly picked from my list of requests. Like there's coincidences in there all the time. Like I'll listen to one song and then the next song that gets picked has to either do with it or the requesters have something in common or, you know, there's some connection there. It's really bizarre. And now I just debuted Rayman through a random pick and I like fell in love with that soundtrack. And now I hear this, which is the same people, basically. Well, at least two of them. This composer is nuts. And it makes me wonder, what else have they done that I've checked out? See, this is kind of why I don't like looking stuff up. Like, yeah, this is a really cool surprise, and that's like, ooh, you know, great. But it's also just as cool to, like, have someone be like, oh, actually, you just checked out blah, blah, blah. And this, I'm like, what? Because I get those comments all the time. There's no way I can keep track of everything I hear. But you know what made me do it is the fact how vague this image is. I'm just like, what am I looking at? You know, Beyond Good and Evil, and it's a picture of a sky, galaxy, you know. What is that? Would have never guessed it's an action adventure detective alien game with pianos and... Damn, dude, that was crazy. This composer's good. And whoever's involved in the Rayman team, I was just saying, I just said in that video, it's like the last video before this, or like right before this. I said in that Rayman video, I'm like, I look forward to anything Rayman. I wasn't expecting something that was associated with Rayman. Oh, that's so funny and cool and weird and scary. Okay, well, let me know more about Beyond Good and Evil. What the hell was that? I don't know what else to say. Small world, and the game sounds cool. At least I didn't see the ratings or anything, but at least the premise sounds interesting. Oh yeah, did they ever do anything with the series, the trilogy? I didn't read past that. I don't know if it was ever completed. Okay, that's enough out of me. Thank you, Vanadel and Alexander. Awesome. I don't know how many other requests I have for Beyond Good and Evil. I never even heard of it until this. So the auditorium gets me again. Thank you to all my patrons. You see on the screen, I could not be here without them. Thanks to you for watching. My name is Jesse in the auditorium. Later.